Alright, what is up gamers? Good evening, morning, afternoon. I'm RDA, and I'm going to be showing you guys some Spyro, but on the handheld. This is the second Spyro on handheld, Spyro 2 Season of Flame. And right before we get into the run, I'm going to be doing a glitch that changes the way we start the game. It also will be skipping the beginning cutscene of the game. There's going to be some glitchy aspects to the game. We're going to have 0 lives. Sparks is going to be kind of weird throughout the run. And it'll affect the route. So, yeah. Without further ado, 3, 2, 1, go. So there's a button combination that I can hold to soft reset the console as soon as I have like the ability to. And doing so makes it so that we can skip that intro cutscene and also do a glitch that's basically called intro skip. So generally, you're supposed to start with 5 lives, and Sparks is also not supposed to be invisible. The reason that that's the case is because we basically do like a life underflow. I think that's what it's called. And it saves the data, quote unquote, from the previous file. So as long as you have a file with any kind of % done on it, you can do intro skip. You can't do it on like a brand new file, but that's how it works. It has to be used like make a new file from a used file, and then you can do intro skip. So this category is no fire breath. So we're gonna be a dragon with no fire. Pretty cool. The whole premise of this game is that Ripto came back and has taken away the fire breath from everybody, so we can only breathe ice. But we get that fire ability right away. You get it in this level. And I recently started picking this, like I picked this game up in like 2018, I think. And I started getting serious with it in around 2019. And when I was starting to like practice the like longer category, it was basically just any % and 100%. I wanted to just make ways for me to practice other Fireflies. So I was wondering if it was possible to beat the game without collecting the fire breath, and it is. There are 80 total Fireflies that I can get that aren't like non-Spyro levels, that are like I can get with ice. So that gives us 5 to manage with. So we're not gonna get 5 of them, because you have to get 75 Fireflies to beat the game. That's the only requirement for this game. And also, I did a strat. The way that I fixed the life underflow is collecting a life. Once you collect a life, the life underflow stops and it'll reset. But if you die, oh, that's fine. If you die in Country Farms before collecting a life, then you can never game over. You have to like restart your file, which is kind of, it's funny. It's just kind of a nuisance during runs. So if you just die in Country Farms, you just have to reset no matter what. But sorry, there's a lot of information. Trying to figure out what to say. So we're only getting 75 out of the 80 Fireflies that we can get. We fixed our life counter by collecting a life, and it brought us to 1 life, and then I died. The reason I died was because it's a faster way to get to this stage, instead of having to backtrack all the way. There's also a strat that you can do there where you can jump and pause at the same time and collect a Firefly, and you'll be able to skip the text box. You'll see me doing that throughout the run. Most of the time, whenever there's a Firefly, I want to try and glide into it. or do something like that, because it's just more movement that I would normally not be able to be getting, so it saves time. There's also some instances of me collecting certain gems, like these 4 gems. I also collected a particular amount of gems at the beginning of the game, so that I don't collect it later on, and it saves some time entering other stages. So if you don't have to collect any or count any gems that you've collected, it literally saves like 2 to 3 seconds, depending on the stage. So. So since I died already, I don't need to do a death strat here, but since counting gems whenever you leave a stage is really, really slow. It's like one of the slowest aspects of this game. So I've been trying my best to route it out of runs as much as possible. So that usually includes having to game over, because when you game over, you instantly just start back at the hub world. You don't have to count gems or anything, and it's really fast. But obviously, you have to die a lot in order to game over. Luckily, there are a couple already routed in deaths in any percent, so you only have to really route in about 2 to 3 extra ones. So that was actually not that difficult to figure out. This stage is the fastest stage to add, like, the last death. I was trying to figure out which stage was the fastest. Like, I just had 1 extra death, I wasn't sure. And it was this one I finally did timing. And there's the text box skip, pretty nice. I also did a method where that enemy pushed me into a boulder, and it pushed me into the door anyway, because the door hitbox doesn't, like, it's still there. The boulder's just in the way. The boulders are basically like a thing that's supposed to make it so that you come back to the game, or come back to the stages. Once you beat the boss in Sunny Plains, you can break boulders. And then once you beat the boss in Celestial Plains, which is the next one we're going to, I didn't even do that. You get an extra thing of health, and then Ripto is Ripto. So, ooh, don't die! Okay. Woo. So this stage is one of the stages that's like very big on fire breath. Like, you really only use fire breath here. The only time you don't is when you're collecting the fireflies. So we're only getting like the 4 free roaming fireflies and then dipping. And then accounting gems is slow. So once the game saves, I can just say reset and go right back to the hub world. Oh, come on, girl. So sometimes doors can like prioritize or out-prioritize NPC text boxes. The way text boxes work in this game is really weird and not really good. I mean, it's helpful for speedruns because it doesn't stop you instantly. As long as you're moving, it won't really stop you, especially if you're running. If you're running, you just like, out-prioritize text boxes, but sometimes door text boxes will out-prioritize NPCs, and then you just have to wait. Ooh, that's not good. Okay, that's okay. All right. So what I did there is I froze Crush on a frame perfect spot. So like I froze him right when he landed instead of delaying a little bit. So he started bouncing. Okay. This is what I was trying to do. Oh, dang it. It's okay. So the 1 cycle for this fight is like relatively tight. If you don't like set up the snowballs pretty precisely, you'll most likely not get it. I just got a little trolled here. That was funny. Okay. And standing right where the door spawns does save a little bit of time because there's a text box that shows up. It still showed up, but generally it stops you from moving, but it doesn't do that there. Alright, so I have an extra death, so I don't have to die twice here. Generally, you die twice here. This stage is pretty cool. We do it backwards. Oh, no, we don't. No, we don't. We won't have fire breath. So I have definitely not been doing this category. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I'm gonna do this. Because I kind of messed that up. I'm not supposed to get the checkpoint. Alright, let's go. We don't gotta go in there. This is the first stage that includes it, so you don't have, like, you don't want to hit this check mark, which are the fairies that you normally would collect in Season of Ice, which is the first game. But we don't want to hit that checkpoint because we're going to do a mini game, and in this mini game, we're going to do a death. And if you die and hit a checkpoint, it'll take you back to the checkpoint, even though you're like in this door. So yeah, we're gonna do a little obstacle course. Let's see if we can do it. Nice, did the obstacle course, especially as intended. The trigger for the win goes beyond the platform, so you can just glide into it. Let me do that. That's okay. This is a nice little. What's the word? I can't think of the word. We're taking him to somewhere. The ghost at the beginning needs him. Ooh, nice glide. That's a good glide to get. That literally saves like 2 seconds. Alright. Minor detour, but you saw it. Ooh. So most things in this game, like enemies and NPCs, they all have an AI of some sort. So generally, you can kind of manipulate where things go. So a lot of times I'll try and stand in particular spots so that the fireflies always go in the area that I want them to go. For right there, I like went more towards the back of Hunter so that the firefly went towards where I was going. If that made sense. It was a lot of words, but this is another stage that benefits from fire, so we're not really gonna do too much, but we do get to do something that you don't normally see in any percent. This is what makes this, like these 2 fireflies alone is what makes it like a lot longer than 80%. It's not a lot longer, but it's 3 minutes difference. World record for this category is a 26:31, and world record for 80% is a 23:41. Something like that. So this is hockey. If you've never played it, this is exactly how it is in real life. There's also 2 difficulties. We're going to do it once on easy and then once on hard. And it's just, the AI does act a little different on hard, but mostly it's just you have to hit more score. You have to score more in the same amount of time. But there's this nice little schmoove that you can get right in the corner here. I like to line myself up with the icicle. I can't really describe it. The top icicle line on the left of it is where I usually line myself, but this is going great now that I'm explaining it. Offside. Nah. Ooh, that was clutch. Sometimes if the puck is like in movement while it's while the goal sign is going, it'll like have the momentum when it respawns. You can lose a little bit of time. It's kind of dumb. Alright, that was fine. That takes usually like around 30 seconds. Get the thingy. Snowman's a little scary, but we're good. Door triggers are great. Alright, so now we don't gotta really do anything else. There's a free roaming Firefly, and then we're gonna dip. Bye-bye. So this is a strat that I decided to include in the runs because I found a way to make it consistent, and it is fast, and it also is cool looking. So let's see if I can do it. Nice. Okay, so this is out of bounds. Every stage has an out of bounds area. I'm not really sure why. The game's just kind of weirdly made. That wasn't great. But if you're able to just jump on or land on top of the farthest to the right, I think, camera. I missed both of them. You're able to just get on top of the of that out of bounds like platform, I guess. It was a strat that was like made in a YouTube video that's like really old. Someone just decided to do like an unoptimized task of this game, and he just made some cool discoveries. And I decided to like, I've like throughout my career just kind of like looked at it and tried to make some of it more RTA viable. Some of it is not, but I have made a good portion of it relatively viable. It's pretty cool and very useful, so. It's also helped with this fight here. Let's see. That was kind of bad, but still, this is fine. Generally, you can like cut them off right at that corner, but I think I was like a little too late. Oop. All right. Jump, jump. Spooky jumps, but they're cool. This is a very flashy level. It's hard, and it is difficult, or definitely difficult. Right here. Nice. Okay, good. Oh, I got the frame perfect flutter. That was sick. So I skipped both those tech boxes. Basically, that was nice. All right. So you won't see me doing the save and quit too many times in like any percent or no fire breath. We just don't collect that many gems. Woo. But, and also it's usually, we need to get like a Firefly or something on the way. Candy Lane is another pretty difficult stage. We'll see how this goes. It's also scary because the way I routed it is that I have, I'm dead. The way I routed it is that I have 1 life going into the stage, so if I'd mess up, I would game over. That's okay. That was a quick death. I have a particular setup that I do for that. I was just trying to do it a little faster. Oh, that was fine. That was fine. Alright. Sorry, I had to like really concentrate there. If you die and you don't hit the checkpoint, you have to redo the caged enemy or caged NPCs. So that's kind of annoying. These guys can also like snipe you out of the air. It's pretty rude. I've had a couple runs die to that. That was alright. Alright. So now we're going to do the rest of the Celestial Plains Fireflies, and then we're going to enter the boss fight. Oops. Also, boulders are generally not even that like big of a deal. You can like jump over boulders most of the time. I forgot a Firefly. I'm just gonna go get it now. I didn't really forget, I just kind of thought I was gonna get it in a different way. I was actively not getting it. We already broke that. Grab this. We can freeze the water. It's lightly colored. Whoa! Aw, dang. Getting those glides off of the like a cliff like that is also pretty nice, because you'll most likely skip the full text box at that point. It's a hard angle to get though. Alright. Now we're entering Gulp. This is like one of the only, or not one of the only, but like one of the few instances of RNG in this game. There isn't that many instances. Sometimes he'll shoot it out of the left one, sometimes he'll shoot it out of the right one. You can kind of manipulate it a little bit, but the first one is usually just random. And I've been getting bad RNG recently. Ah! Okay, that was good. Aw, dang. That wasn't great RNG. You just gotta like kind of make it go just far enough that. Nice. At least I didn't die. That would have been kind of bad. Dang. Alright. I'm gonna heal, just to be safe. That's good enough. Okay, now we have red. We can have another health bar, which is really helpful. So, especially in these last couple stages. Alright, so got a bunch of those. Now we're entering Dreamy Castle. This stage uses a lot of fire, so we're not going to do too many of them. Just the free roaming. And another... it's a very difficult Firefly lesson. Don't let them fool you. And by them, I mean me. Alright, Miss Piggy. What's it gonna be? We could do a text box skip here that's pretty precise. See if I can get it. Nice! That was good. So yeah, this is another obstacle course where we can obviously just, you know, win. Getting this text box type isn't really a thing, so. You can try and do like a glide thing, but it's not really easy or worth it. Alright, that was good. Might be a gold. My entry was kind of bad though. Yeah, it was kind of bad. Almost gold. Love to see it. Alright, so I'm gonna make sure I don't collect a gem here. Do not want to do that. And now I'm gonna use that last life at the end of this stage. This difficult stage. It kind of sucks that we have to have it near last, but you know, it is what it is. Oh, that sucks. I actually don't know why that happened. Dang, okay, I got kind of trolled. Those enemies are really annoying. They only die by electricity or like a charge. Or like a running is what I mean. But sometimes they need to get like, you need to jump in order to hit them. Other times they'll just not work. I just died. Unfortunate. Okay. We'll just try it again. It's okay. That was at the beginning. Don't really want a game over yet. That was an unfortunate jump. Alright. I'm gonna focus a little bit here, actually. We have to make sure we don't run out of time on these, on this electricity. Alright, thank you. This one usually doesn't hurt. Usually just kind of minds his own business over there. 16 is good. Alright. I should kill him. He was going for blood. So generally, you can get a psych. You can use it here, but I got hit. Oh, that's not good. Just need to want to heal up and get another thing. Okay. This is a little spooky. Alright. It's a nice little tight jump there. You usually don't bonk unless you, unless you're like going straight at the wall. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing, dude. Doing all gem stuff. Come on. There we go. Firefly. Oh my goodness. Luckily, when you get a Firefly, it technically like heals you for some reason. Don't really question it, but it's nice. Oh no. Oh, I know what I did. I know what I missed. I'm silly. He hit me into the door. Yeah, they're mad now. There we go. Also, the electricity power-up is very bad. It's not accurate. It just like kind of randomly shoots, and it's just not good. There's one more mission that you do in here that requires it, kind of, but you just don't use it. You just use the charging method of dying. All right, so there we go. We game overed. We didn't have to count all those gems. Now we're running over here. I forgot to get the Firefly, but that's okay. I'll get it on the way back. There is an out of bounds I'm supposed to do, but I'm not gonna do it since I didn't get the Firefly. That's okay. It's like barely faster anyway. This doesn't have a lot of Fireflies that require ice, or fire, but there is one that does. So we're just not doing that one. Yeah, kill those enemies. We have to use ice, which is a little harder to do it with. Make sure we don't get hit by these guys. That was nice. Alright, so this is another pretty difficult Firefly. Let me actually not say anything for a second. Ooh. Alright. Cool. So these imps are not as easy as the first ones that we saw. They just are a lot faster and smarter. I don't know if they're actually that faster, but I think they are faster. But they're definitely smarter, and it's a lot more of an open area. Nice. That was really good. But there, that task that I mentioned earlier had its own method, and I basically just tried a method after method until it worked, basically. And yeah. Made that like RTA viable instead of it just being really bad. Actually, I'm gonna go do it. Wasn't actually that bad. So generally you can do this and not collect any gems, but that's okay. You can sometimes collect like a gem or two since there are a bunch up here. Boop. Right here. Hello, Bianca. And now we're entering the last fight. This is the boss fight. Final boss. The big boy. Everything we've learned from this whole run, we're bringing it right here. Something that I haven't really mentioned is pausing is pretty busted in this game. I mean, like, it's a handheld game, so generally it is. So pausing and jumping, pausing and jumping just lets you go through his force field. Generally, you have to like use all the power-ups to break the force field and then hit him and do it again and again. Sorry. And then, yeah. It's supposed to be like a long fight, but you can just jump into it and hit him all 3 times. And time's gonna be when credits spawn. Boop. 31:03. Not bad, not bad. with all the mistakes, definitely not bad. But yeah, that's how you can beat Spyro Season of Flame without the flame. I know I've just been like talking a lot and laughing, but I love this game. This is one of my childhood games that I just like played a lot when I was a kid, but I never beat it. And I told myself that one day I would speedrun it, and I started speedrunning back in 2012. So, pretty cool that it's come full circle and I'm able to show you guys the game that I love. So, we're gonna move on to another game that I really like, Pokemon Rumble. So I'm just gonna like turn on my console and switch over while we do that because we don't need to these credits are really long. Don't worry about it.